Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to get set up for our first cut here. We got a shorter piece, it's under 8 inches, so we're going to actually use a push stick to push it through. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come over to the blade. We're going to lower the blade down to about there. About 1/8 of an inch of the blade should stick up over the board. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up. I'm going to do a dry run on this. Okay, and what's going to happen is on the back end is I've got a portable stand here, which is basically going to catch the workpiece for me. I'm by myself, so I have to be able to do that for myself. Okay, so we'll do a dry run. We'll go over this again. Basically what I need to do is put my index finger up against the board. That'll keep it up against the fence, and my thumb on top. I want to push the board through my thumb until it's right on the table. Then I will grab my push stick. I will go right in the middle or slightly towards the blade, and I'm going to push it through. As I push it through, pick him off the thing there. I got to get some short one of these. Shoot. It's too long. I need to cut this off. Okay, when you're using a push stick, okay, what you want to make sure that is basically the point of it here does not stick down and push it and force it up in the air like that. So you want to make sure that it's just shy of the thickness of the piece, sort of like that, and that it sits flat. You don't want to be up in the air like this because you can always have it slip out and go past you. So you want to maintain control. Remember that you want to stay in the middle of the board or slightly towards the blade. That should keep it nice and flat. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to do a dry run with the piece to take you through the steps. Okay, so you use your index finger, you push that keeps it up against the fence. Thumbs down with just enough pressure to keep the piece down, and you want to push the piece right onto the table. If you don't, and you put the push stick out at the end, because you will probably raise the front of the board. Then I'm going to put my push stick on, down the center or slightly towards the thing, and I'm going to push right straight through. Pull my left hand out of the way. And when I'm past the blade, then I can leave it sit there. If I have somebody operating on the back end there, tailing for me, they can take control of the board at that point. If there's a waste piece that comes off onto this side, okay, I will cut this off and I will remove that. You don't want your helper on the back end to grab onto it, because if it hits the blade, it will come back and it'll hit the operator. That's why the operator always has to stay in control. Okay, now I'm going to take you through an actual cut, show you how the procedure is done. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to push a piece through using your hand. If the distance between the blade and the fence is 8 inches or more, then you can use your hand. You actually have better control with your hand than you do with a push stick, the wider the pieces get. The way you do that is you take your thumb on the center of the board and you hook your thumb over the end, just like the end of the push stick. And what you do is you sort of twist your hand in to keep it up against the fence. Okay, if you have your thumb hooked, the chances of it coming back on you is much less likely. It'll stop it from coming back, and at least nothing else, it's gonna slow you down for sure. So what we're gonna do is I'll go do a dry run on that. We use the same procedure. Push it, get it onto the table. Once it's onto the table, hook the thumb in, and you torque or twist the hand in. It keeps it up against the fence. Pull your left hand away, and right through.